One semifinal down, one more to go. The GEICO Plastic Ball Championship rolls on from Wheat Ridge, Colorado. Rob Stone, Randy Peterson here with you. Pete Weber has moved on to the final, courtesy of a 269-226 win. We are joined live now by the man who was voted number 13 on the top 50 all-time greatest bowler list, Brian Voss, who also competed this week, finished 7th, just missed the TV show. What was your initial impression when you heard there was going to be a plastic ball championship?
Well, I commended that. You know, I grew up using plastic ball. I think it, you know, it brings out some features in players that don't exist nowadays. You know, you have to have control of ball speed, change your hand position, do different things. So it was good stuff.
Did you enjoy it as much as you thought you were going to enjoy it?
Well, darn, you know, I one game away from the show, so I really enjoyed this week. Now, it was really nice to be in the mix again.
You've been bowling a lot lately and bowling well. Are you starting to maybe get some thoughts about showing up a little more regularly for us?
I've got the fever again. I've got the fever. We're going to be shooting up a lot more.
All right. Well, Jeff Carter did not have a fever when he was picking out that jersey. There is a story behind it. Here is Carter to open up semifinal number 2 versus Michael Fagan. Carter starts with the strike, the native of Springfield, Illinois. 9th year on the tour, 0 Lumber Liquidator PBA Tour titles.
And again, no stranger to power when it comes to Jeff Carter.
So we go from that shocking red Van Halen-esque jersey to the outfit of one Michael Fagan.
The Argyle.
Yes.
He's got the matching socks, too.
It's a nice touch. From Patch Hog, New York on Strong Island, Michael Fagan, his 7th year on the tour. Boy, gets them all to drop. You see that huge swing on Fagan and then just the slow, soft release. And yeah, he's had to do some adjustments with the plastic ball this week.
Now, normally I would use a ball like this, kind of smooth arcing ball, so I can play close to the gutter on the cheetah pattern. By today's standards, this is probably a mid-range ball. Cheetah pattern is a short pattern. Today I have to use a plastic ball. It's going to make things a little bit more interesting. Also, I don't have to think as much. I don't have to worry about which ball I have to throw. So it's set up there right for me. I just have to worry about what I'm doing.
Leaves the 10. And Brian, what was kind of the word in the clubhouse, if you will, on how the rest of the bowlers this week enjoyed this tournament?
Yeah, you know, a lot of players liked it, you know, for a couple of reasons. You know, ball choice. You just take 1 or 2 balls out there, and you got to make it work. You got to do your own thing. Walking from lane to lane, you didn't have to play hopscotch, just jumping over everybody's balls. So it was good stuff. I think overall the players really enjoyed this.
How many times did you pick up the wrong bowling ball this week?
Well, I have a way of being able to recognize my bowling ball. I put different colored tape in each one so I would know that they were mine.
And keep in mind that each player that qualified for this event had the choice of drilling up to 3 plastic bowling balls. Once they made it to match play, they could drill 1 more. And none of the balls were used prior to Tuesday.
Carter opens up with back-to-back jacks, and here he is on the change he had to make due to the bowling ball.
Well, normally we're using bowling balls that are much more dynamic than what we use this week. I mean, the cores are so much stronger. The cover stocks are 100 times stronger than what the polyesters, you know, allowed us to do this week. Normally I would be much more left to right with the bowling balls that, you know, we normally use on cheetah. This week, much straighter, had to use a little bit more surface to be able to get the ball to start up a little bit sooner, and just trying to control it going through the pins a little bit more this week.
7-pin shy of an opening 3-bagger. He bowled 5 events at the start of last season before needing surgery to remove a cyst on the middle finger of his right hand. That caused him to defer his exemption to this season. He has made televised shows twice before, both coming in March of '07. Well, he is clean through 3. And Brian, you were eliminated by that man, Michael Fagan. What impressions do you have of him as a bowler?
Well, I think Michael's he's a player that's really coming into his own. You know, he's learned how to go right at him. You know, he showed some touch this week. You know, just a little bit softer ball speed.
Fagan, a young man, just 28 years of age, 3-time All-American collegiately at St. John's University in Jamaica, New York.
Yeah. And right now he's staring at a 210 split, and that's kind of the look of the old cheetah, where you get it out in that dry zone there, and you get one of those reactive balls that come ripping back, but not so much with the plastic this week, huh, Brian?
Yeah. You know, all these players, you know, they all got great rhythm with their feet. They all got great hand action. They all got good touch.
Open frame third for Fagan, as you see the scrawl of the other finishers this week. There's Ryan Schaefer from Horseheads, New York, finishing 11th. Tommy Jones, 13th.
Come on. And getting back to the amount of balls that the players were allowed this week in a regular tournament, guys that make it, there are players that make it to television, they'll go through 8 to 12 bowling balls. You touched on it, Brian, not having to trip on all of the equipment that was that's sprayed all over the lanes during qualifying.
Yeah.
So in that aspect, I mean, again, it took a lot of the guesswork out of this week, and you're absolutely spot on, where everybody's got the same ball. There's only so many different ways you can drill that plastic ball with a pancake-shaped weight block.
Yeah.
And it all boiled down to touch, accuracy, and skill.
You know, qualities of greatness should be accuracy and accurate power. And all of those were required this week to bowl well.
Well, that ball hit like it was plastic.
It is plastic, Jeff. And this hit was probably pretty common this week on, Brian, the week 10.
Oh, lots of week 10. Eugene McCune had the front 11 and left an 8-10.
I'm sure Eugene will appreciate you on that call there.
So after opening strikes, Carter squeezed into some skinny jeans there to get that spare. And the jersey, you have to talk about it because it's staring right at you as we take a look at that one just getting knocked down. And he told us yesterday, I'm a child of the 80s, which means all of his Gemini jerseys designed by the inspiration of Eddie Van Halen's guitars, those Frankenstrats. His favorite VH album, 5150. He had it fired up on his iPod this morning through warm-ups. Right through the nose. Ouch.
Boy, and that shot there looked like he got ahead of it just a bit, turned it early, and got it going up the lane a bit, and pays the ultimate price, leaving the Greek church.
He's going to have to do some serious praying to get these down.
Well, this is makeable.
So both have now thrown an open frame.
I think the one great twist or different aspect of this season is the New Jerseys and the guys that can actually customize their jerseys. It shows their personality. I had no idea Jeff Carter was that colorful. I know he's a great guy. He's a great friend of mine. I had no idea it was that colorful.
You didn't know the Van Halen reference in
And
there.
I didn't know that either.
He's fired up, a little unchained. He's probably going to play in the commercial break. Here's Fagan in the 5th.
Brian, surprised that one made it back?
No, you know what? Those first two boards, they're hooking. They're hooking. If guys can, you know, get a little courage and get that ball out there, it's going to make it back.
Boy, this is an everyday occurrence with reactive resin, with plastic. A little scary.
Well, you know, obviously you got to have good hand to get it back the way that, you know, Michael has that. But one other thing, you know, when you're forced to lower your ball speed, you don't get as many lucky strikes. You don't have these pins flying around. You don't break up splits. And I think that's good.
Lazy messengers.
Well, he trusted it, and he went back to it and got that ball wide.
Hand under it.
He just needs it to come off of that spot a little bit harder. Not sure if that's possible. But with a big hook player like that, Brian, how does he get that ball to face the 1-3 a little bit more flush?
Well, just a little lower ball speed. Just soften up a little bit. You know, that's kind of what Chris was doing on the left lane. Just move left and a little softer. And that's touch. Those are skills that need to be owned through years and years of experience and practice.
We are done with 5.5 frames of semi number 2. The winner to take on Pete Weber. And Brian Voss, we appreciate you joining us and taking the time to talk with us. Always a pleasure.
My pleasure, guys.
Safe flight to Paris in a couple weeks. Keep rubbing that one in. The conclusion of semi number 2 when we return to Denver.